Early game content. Hey, yo, we're going to talk about the best civilizations to run in the early game because things have changed over the years, and we want to discuss this when we go through civilizations and what to pick if you're restarting the game or if you're starting the game brand new for the first time. We'll talk about China and see if the Chinese civilization is still the GOAT, if you will, in starting the game. And we'll also talk about these epic commanders and what they mean and what they do and which ones are best. Because I got a feeling this homeboy right here, Sun Tzu Epic, one of the oldest commanders in the game, he is still the GOAT when it comes to KVK1 and early game. So stick around while we set you up with civilizations and the starting commanders that's right for you.
You can feel that burn and you already know we're locked in deep. This is Chatsky mode. This is Chatsky mode.
Hey everybody, I'm your boy War Daddy Chatsky. I do videos all the time for Rise of Kingdoms. I am a sponsor creator with Rise of Kingdoms, and I love doing these types of videos to go through guides and different things that we do. I have just started a restart project, okay? And so with that, I am gonna do this early game guide stuff. So just deal with it. If you're an older player and you don't even wanna think about this, don't even worry about it. If you're a younger player or you're thinking about coming back to start and restart another account, I encourage you to do so. It is so much fun. We are having a blast with this. If you guys enjoy these videos, please throw a thumbs up on here. Give it a like. Helps the video, helps the channel. Also, if you are not subscribed, consider doing so. Hit that subscribe button. You can also hit that bell for any alerts when I do content like this. So, first thing that we talked about when we started the restart, and we had a whole bunch of older players that started with us. We're doing it in Kingdom 4028. There's a bunch of people in the Scarab project in 4030. Okay, so a lot of people love coming back and doing restarts. And let me tell you guys, I've got other videos about this. I've got some streams. I've got some cards at the end of the video that goes into some of the streams I did. And we had so much fun doing this in Rise of Kingdoms. We had so much fun doing this restart. And one of the first questions we get is that we want to know what civilization to start with, right? Now you can see I am Korea, but we reviewed all of these things. You've got all different types of bonuses and buffs and benefits for different civilizations, right? You want to focus on civilizations that help you with building speeds and research speed. That's the main thing. You come over here to Rome, it's great for infantry, you get great march speed, and then you get food gathering, okay? And that's fine, but it doesn't really help you with development, okay? Same thing here with Germany. You do get troop training speed, which is very common, and a lot of people use this in off-season in the end game, but it doesn't give you any development type stuff. Okay, you can have the same thing over here with Britain, then you can have the same thing with France. You get some health, you get some healing, hospital healing speed benefit, and you got it over here with Vikings. Now here you can do troop loads by 10%. That doesn't really mean much because you're not going to be sacking cities all over the place. You've got Egypt. That's a rally situation when you're running rallies. You've got Spain over here. You get experience from barbarians, which is actually pretty good and helps your development in the early game, but it doesn't help your building and your research. Arabia, of course, we know about is a rally civilization. Ottoman is a field fighting civilization. Byzantine, okay? It's got a hospital capacity situation and you get some health for cavalry, but nothing with development. Okay, the other ones that you have, okay, and of course you got China here, which does 30% more scout march speed, and it does resource gathering speed by 5%, but that's not really development. The two that have the development is China and Korea, okay? So let's go through this real quick. And China is the best to start the game with, okay? Number one, you're gonna increase your whole troop defense by 3%. That doesn't really matter, guys. You're not gonna be fighting much unless you're in a crazy civil war, but it's got great action point recovery, which is good for doing a lot of barbarians and a lot of different events in the early game. But that's the key right there at the end. 5% building speed. That's what you want to start with, and that's what you want to do. And I did it in my streams. I stuck to it. You got to get as much building speed up as possible. Okay, and that's what I ran. Anybody that doesn't know me knows that I'm gonna spend a lot of money in the game, and when I do, and I did this restart, I worked in the first 24 hours, right? I did the live stream on this and I got my city hall to 25. Not only did I do that, I got my academy. Ooh, got some research done there. I got my academy to 25, which means you got to get your castle to 25 and you got to get your watchtower to 25. Dude, it is so time consuming to do that. And you can do it in a day if you go just max out the shop and do all that stuff. However, if you're not a high spender or you're just a low spender or free to play, you're going to use China for a good month or two, right? While you're working on all your buildings. And that's what you want to get done, okay? Once you have buildings to level 25, once you got your academy to level 25 and you've done all of that stuff, you really want to start working then on your tech, okay? And the idea here is that if you want to get to tier 4 and tier 5 tech, you got to start hammering this. Well, the research tech compared to building time is insane. I'm telling you, I'm 7 out of 10 way back here in the tree on my combat tech. Look how many days, y'all. 27 days. Like outside of City Hall, okay? Outside of your City Hall, when you get this thing up to 24 and 25 at the 24th and 25th level, there's not much. There's literally not much building speed requirement. Like even your level 25 buildings are like maybe 5, 10, 15 days, maybe a 20 day for your level 25 on some buildings. The City Hall is quite a bit, but after that's done, you guys, some of this stuff over here takes like weeks, months, 27 days to level 7. Okay, you come back here, I'm on 7 out of 8 back here, 22 days to get to level 8 over here. I haven't even done this stuff. And then tier 5. Like it's crazy. So the point I'm bringing up is that this is all research speed, right? So when you get your buildings to a good place to where you're at level 25 on a lot of your buildings, okay, then you want to think about changing. All right. And when you change, I change to Korea because now I get a 3% increase or a bonus to research speed. Okay. So it makes it much easier for me to not have to utilize so many speed ups by using my civilization of Korea. And when I go do research in the academy, that helps you. Every little bit helps. Okay. And so those are your two best civilizations as you're growing your buildings or as you're growing your city, right? You want to go with China when you're building it. And then you want to go with Korea when you really start hammering the tech. Now, I am City Hall level 25, right? And I stopped at pushing the tier 5 on my research. And the reason why is because I am missing out. I think we calculated 72% research speed when it comes to taking the Lost Temple, when it comes to all the buffs of holy sites, when it comes to all the buffs of kingdom buffs that you can do, all the different things that you've got. Okay, you have these kingdom buffs where you can do your from the ground up building speed. You can do your industrial revolution. That's your research speed by 10%. So the whole kingdom benefits from that. And then you have your titles. And when you have your titles, you've got titles like scientists that can do research speed. And then you also have these high level guardians that drop big runes, right? And these runes will help you with your research speed, building and research speed by 7%, training speed by 10%, production by 10%. There's all kinds of ways that you can increase your research speed up to where you do that before you really start pushing T5. It's more efficient. It's the best way to do it as you're progressing your city and you're progressing past level, 20 million power, 24 million power, and you're really pushing T5. You can do that much easier. Okay. Now let's talk about the civilizations that give some of the best commanders. Each civilization is going to give you a commander, and you're going to be more likely to get that commander through your gold keys. Well, let me just tell you guys, this guy here, Sun Tzu, is still the GOAT. He is still the GOAT. He's one of the best commanders to use in Rise of Kingdoms. He's one of the best commanders to use in the early game in KVK 1. He starts losing value in KVK 2. But the benefit with this guy is that he is an epic commander. Let me come over here to my main, and I'm going to kind of go through this and show everybody this when we see this. Let me see here. Do I have everything I need? Okay. So when you come to my main here and you got all these commanders, right? I'm going to talk about epic commanders, okay? Because all of them are tied to somebody. Of course, Joan is tied to France. You've got Osman, who is tied to Arabia. I mean, you got all these different commanders. He's actually tied to which one? Ottoman. And you got all these different commanders that are tied to a specific civilization. Well, down here, where's he at? Is the GOAT, right? And the reason why is because he is exceptional in the field. He's an infantry commander, he's a garrison commander, okay? And he does crazy rage engines. That's why the Sun Tzu Prime at the end game for you guys is out of control. They stuck to the rage engine that he has because he does so much rage when you hit multiple troop types, right? And so with that being said, he is one of the best commanders to go level up. He's going to help all your early game stuff. You're going to use him. Like, listen, I'm going to max out just about every commander you can have for K1, and Sun Tzu is going to be in my lineup in K1. I'm just telling you. And so from there, he is still the GOAT based on all these. I mean, Baibars is really good. Osman, kind of okay. You got Herman, who's okay. Emotep's pretty good. You've got Bjorn, who's actually really, really potent and really good to use in the early game. But from there, the absolute best is Sun Tzu. Just incredible. He's not only doing a ton of damage himself that doesn't get mitigated, okay? He's also amplifying skill damage for whoever he's with. Like, you go put Sun Tzu with Ethel, and you go do a bunch of skill damage bonuses with Sun Tzu and Ethel, you're doing crazy AoE, a lot of damage. It's really, really good. So that's one of those things you have to consider when considering a civilization, because you're going to get the commander. And that's why China is just such a slam dunk. It's such a slam dunk when it comes to this, right? Because when you look at it, you want to go with a civilization you're going to get benefit from in the early game, and obviously China with all the building that it does, and then you want to get good commanders that you can use up into K1. So after all these years, when you look at all the different civilizations, China is the one to go with. Okay, when you get your buildings to level 25 and you're really advancing your city, you're going to switch. When you start doing a lot of research and start pushing T4 and T5s, you're going to switch to Korea. Okay, and then once you're established, then you can pick whatever kind of civilization that you want. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please throw a thumbs up on here. Consider subscribing. I love doing these types of videos. And I told you I was going to do a ton, and I mean a ton of early game videos. And this is all part of it. We're going to teach players how to play this game for the first time. We're also going to remind players who haven't played early game in 3 or 4 or 5 years, when you come back, here's what you got to do. So with that, we hope you have a great day, broskies.